What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're coming to you live from Mount Falcon. Beautiful day out here today, beautiful views. And I figured I'd give you guys a review of the Trek Roscoe 9 after having it about 2 months now. Let you guys know what I like about the bike. A couple things I have had issues with on the bike, and let you guys know if it's worth getting or not. First off, this new geometry is awesome. Coming from the 2021 Trek Roscoe 7, this thing is way more capable, way more fun going downhill, even going uphill. It's awesome. It's very efficient climber and it's fun going down. The fact that it's easier to roll over stuff and you could take on a lot more chunky stuff with this bike, it just gives you that confidence that you would kind of have with a full suspension. I mean, a full suspension gives you that extra level of confidence. But this bike, I mean, I think anybody that's looking into getting a hardtail that wants to do rowdy trails, they'll feel pretty confident on this bike. And what I love about this bike is just so easy to ride. So anybody that's getting into mountain biking or any kind of biking, you can hop on this thing, feel confident, and it's easy to handle and fun to ride. Now, I will admit, coming from the 2021 Roscoe version, I did have my doubts when I saw them switching to the 29-inch tires on the newer Roscoes, which is what this is, but man, these 29-inch tires make a huge difference. The bike is still as playful, or maybe even more playful than the 27.5 was because of the geometry setup now. But this bike is awesome with the 29-inch tires. It's 2.6 instead of 2.8-inch wide tires now that you had on the 2021 Trek Roscoe 7. You do get a little bit narrower tire on this bike, but you still feel all the stability and the comfort of riding on these somewhat plus size tires. I mean, these tires are pretty wide for tires, but I love them. Now, don't even get me started on this paint job. This is irrelevant of how the bike rides, but a lot of us pick bikes based on the color. So this is an important thing for a lot of bikers, but this color is sick. It's got this Desert Storm looking color. I recently added some handlebar grips and some pedals that match the bike. So this color is awesome. This is the only color I think that they have in the Trek Roscoe 9. Correct me if I'm wrong, but man, if you're gonna have just one color scheme for the Trek Roscoe 9, this was it. And I like the spatter effect on it. The splatter effect on it is super sick. All right, now let me show you guys my favorite feature on this bike so far that I've noticed a big difference, because this thing, I never even noticed that it would make this much of a difference until I started riding, and I've been getting in situations where I needed this thing to work the way it works. So it's been a huge upgrade from all the other Trek Roscoes. And that thing I'm talking about is this 108 rapid drive hub in the rear. This thing is awesome. This thing has so much engagement. And by engagement, I mean, when you press the pedal, there's not a lot of slack in between the force you put down and when the bike engages and goes forward, if that makes any sense. So you can just press down just a little bit and the bike goes, instead of a big gap in between before you actually get some momentum going forward. But this thing has got me out of a lot of tricky spots. And man, when you get stuck in a situation where you got to kind of do a little track stand and kind of modulate yourself through a little narrow area or something, or you on a climb and you got to get over a rock you get stuck on, it really helps to be able to get that engagement. And I heard this is on the lower end of the high engagement one, so it's pretty sick that you can get that out of a 108. And another major upgrade to this bike is this Fox 36 rhythm fork. This thing is a beast. I had this on my Specialized Status, which was a full suspension bike, and it was awesome on that bike. I loved it. But the fact that they got this on the Trek Roscoe, man, it just makes this bike even more better. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, everything on this bike is stock. Only the pedals and the handlebar grips are the only upgrades I made, so nothing too major. The tires and the rims work excellent. I've been plowing through stuff with these tires and rims, no issues, no dents, nothing with the tires. So I highly recommend this bike if you're looking for a hardcore hardtail. The only issue I've had with this bike so far is the shifting. I mean, it shifts good. It's just not as smooth and responsive sometimes as I want it to be. But for a price of this bike, I mean, I got a lot of other stuff that makes up for that, but I would like to know how to get that shifter to shift a little bit better. When I do oil my chain after some rides, it shifts better, but I want that crisp. I want it real crispy. But that's the only thing I would say that I've had an issue with this bike so far, is the shifting is just not as precise as I want it. So all in all, this bike is amazing. To sum it all up, I love it. I highly recommend it if you're looking for an aggressive hardtail. And let me know if you guys have this bike and what would you say is some things you like and don't like about the bike. Put that down in the comments. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Like the video, it really helps out. And I'll see you guys in the next video.